with myself. That's the way I wanna be, laughing with myself. That's the brightest side of me.
Well. Good morning. I thought I'd change it up. I'm in my kitchen. Just feels really nice right now. And I was like, I like the mood in here. So, having some almonds and walnuts and a cup of coffee. You know what's starting to happen in the mornings? I wake up. I see the glimpse of my future face in the early morning, like especially if I have to wake up for early flights or, I see my face in the mirror. I'm like, oh, that's what the viejita's gonna look like. What's what the old lady, Melissa. Just like little tiny little glimmers of it. And then I do my skincare routine, face cleanser, serum, cream, SPF. And then it's like gone for now. But you know what? Enjoy it all. I'm gonna be 36 and this is beautiful. Enjoy it. Sometimes when I try to not look at my phone in bed, I do the Face ID. I swipe up to try to look in the phone. And even the phone is like, who's this viejita? We don't recognize you. I even then try to smile. Because when I did the Face ID match, I was smiling, obviously. And it still was like, nope, no clue. You're going to have to type in that number. Damn it. I have a bug bite. I have a lot of bug bites right now. But as you know, I don't mind the itch. Feels good. But I have one on my pinky. It's so hard to scratch. It's like the ones that end up on kind of more of the bone. You're like, how on earth am I going to... Well, I'm going to scratch it. Okay, I wanted to look this up because I wasn't sure. What's the difference between flapjacks and pancakes? All right? Different regions in the U.S. are more likely to call them one name or the other. For example, in the South, flapjacks is the preferred term, while the North and Northeast prefer pancakes. There's no notable difference between them except for the name, and whatever you call them, they're sure to be delicious. That's right. I love pancakes. It's been a beautiful few weeks. Miami improv was so much fun. So much love and a lot of because I'm paying attention a lot more these days just to experiences and surroundings, and I got the vibe that Miami people, they know who the hell they are. Like confident, just a lot of warmth too. It felt really nice to be there. But they made me feel more confident, too. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then I started strutting on stage, posing with my booty out, and they're like, yeah! They love to party, man. It was so funny because I think it was like the second night I was there. I was trying to go to bed, right? It's 1:40 a.m. And I'm more exhausted because of the shows. I do 2 a night, and my voice is like out, so I'm in my bed, and I just hear down the hall, hey, and they're dancing and stuff, and I felt like such a party pooper, because I did call the front desk, and I was like, look, I know they're having a good time, man, it sounds fun, but I do need a little sleep. So yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I didn't want to bust their joy, but someone went by and was like, hey, just keep it down. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And then I hear the lady in the room. So people are still going, yeah, hey. That's their thing. And I hear her go, you guys, shut up. We need to quiet down. And then eventually after they left. But They had a name for it. For like when they gather people like to dance and party in hotel rooms. No, don't think dirty. It was like a name for their parties. They have a lot of like funny phrases and their own phrases out there. So it was, man, but they talk fast too. You're like, whoa, I was trying to keep up. One of the days, on Saturday, I went to go to the hotel pool to take a swim. And I jump in the pool. I'm having fun by myself. And I see one of the hotel guests tell the cleaning service guy that worked at the hotel in Spanish, like he was pointing to something in the pool. And he's like, yeah, clean it up. And I'm swimming and splashing around. And I get out and I think I was a little like I could totally do my Spanish now at this point, but I was still speaking English and I was kind of mad about that. And I was like, oh, what's going on? He's like, chameleon pooped in the pool. He said chameleon. And immediately I got excited. I was like, oh man, does the poop change colors or what is it? How's it? And he's like, yeah, it was a big one. He's over there somewhere. And then I went searching. I was like, I would love to see a chameleon in the wild. So I go through the bushes. I couldn't find him. And I was like, oh well, I'm clearly not going to find him. He's going to adapt and disguise himself, And yeah, so your girl swam in some chameleon poop. And then I found out later at the show, because I tell the crowd, I was like, man, a chameleon pooped in the pool. And they were like, iguana girl, there's no chameleons out here. I was like, all right. But I would have loved to see him in the iguana. That's cool. Maybe I get some iguana powers from that, swimming in his poop. So this was something I did. So after the pool, it started raining. And so I went inside. I went to my hotel room. And I was reenacting what had just happened, but speaking it in Spanish. Like, this is good, though. I want my future self to just speak it easily, So I said, oh, wait, hold on. So, ¿qué pasado, right? ¿Qué pasó? Okay. So, I'm like, I say, oh, like me asking the guy, ¿qué pasó? And the guy goes, y el hombre dice, una iguana hizo pupú. And then I go, oh, iguana hizo pupú. En la piscina, nadie en él. Oremos para que tenga poderes de iguana. See? So I said, what happened? Oh, an iguana pooped in the pool? I swam in it. Let's pray I get iguana powers. That's what I do, though, a lot. Sometimes I'm driving and I just pretend it's flowing out. Spanish is flowing out of me easily. Ay, mira. El pájaro. Tan muy, muy, muy bonita. I'm looking at my bird count. I have an Audubon bird calendar taped on the wall. September 2023. Let's see what this bird is. I'm going to find out for you guys. This bird, the black and white warbler. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was really proud of myself too, because there was a night, Saturday shows, sometimes my fans, and I notice this, and I'm working on not taking it personally. Sometimes my fans, they're more smilers, they're smiley, and they're not like loud about laughs. Sometimes they're just, and because I know this because I see their faces and they're enjoying themselves, and I can feel the energy. It's very sweet. And then sometimes after those shows, I'm like, I want to hear the big laughs, and I get mad. I'm like, God, what's wrong? I shouldn't be. And I did a good job. Saturday shows were both kind of a little more quiet for me. They were probably fine in retrospect, but for me. And I did a good job because after I got off stage, I told myself, I said, I'm so proud of you. That's the hardest thing to do. You're so talented and you have so much good bits now. Like they're so funny and wonderful, and they're just you're a gift. And I'm so your stuff is so special and unique. And that felt so good. You guys don't know how big of a step that is for me. All these years, even after SNL, like if I don't do something well, I have scolded myself. I've scolded and said, "You just stop doing this. You so very mean." And that was a really big step, and I'm really proud of myself. So, and I hope that you work on that too, because it does a lot, especially when you're like, man, I've been doing this for so long. I work hard. I'm grateful. I love what I do. When you put, it's amazing. Also, this is a book that's been helping me. It's called The Loving Parent Guidebook. I know. Before you start going, oh boy, that's what I learned from the book so far was the speaking, so, and that there's a couple, versions of me within me that I have to speak to. So it's like there's the critical parent, the inner child, inner teenager, and the loving parent. So, yeah, it's really sweet. If you need help on that stuff, maybe check that book out. Let's see. Oh, you know what I've been keeping up, and I love this. I've been making more matcha. How I learned it in Japan with the 2 tiny scoops of matcha with the little wooden, like the little spoon that they used. And then I put a little bit of water. It's really not that much because in the matcha bowl, you have a little whisk. And I thought this was cool because they said make the shape of an M with the whisk when you mix the matcha powder with the hot water. And I was like, wow, it's meant to be M for Melissa. So I'm mixing it, and it's cool because I still remember the tradition. It's all they do is it's just 3 sips, and you're done. It's really not a lot, and it gives you really good energy, and it's freaking good for you. But oh man, I want to like make a little setup that's more cozy and kind of model. I want to make a little table and a little area in my home that has that same setup that the tea ceremony had when I went in Kyoto. That was so special. What an honor to get to go. Yesterday, Saturday, I made a cream of wheat for myself. Cream of wheat is one of my favorites. And I put a little bit of honey. And then I have right now this from when I did the TED Talk. God damn it. My life's so freaking cool. Thank you, angels. Anyway, there was these little, what I want to share was that the little chocolate, I have these little colored chocolate little balls, I guess, sprinkles. And I've been putting that in my cream of wheat. And it's so fun because with the heat, the colors come off the chocolate and it makes a really pretty swirl. That was really important to share. Yeah, feeling really grateful. Even on Friday, sometimes I have to do a couple of cartoons, and I straight up said after the session, I said, you guys, and this is what you guys should do too. Say it when you feel it. Say it when you say it. I told them in the sound booth, I was like, you guys, what an honor. I get to do this. Thank you. Have a good weekend. And then they end up laughing and stuff, but it's like, it just feels great. Say it when you feel it. So it's been a fun weekend so far. I know I didn't release this past Friday, but you guys know how I roll. I had a fun Friday though. I went to, there's this awesome woman, and she's a big fan of mine. She works at JPL here in Pasadena, or not Pasadena, well, whatever. Near Pasadena, at the JPL with NASA, and she gave me a tour. I got to see a rock from the moon, a few of the rovers that are replicas of what's actually out there, like on Mars and stuff. I mean, I'm always fascinated by all this, and I got to go in the control room, and just, it was, it's so cool. I found out that they have this thing called 7 Minutes of Terror, and there's like a certain process when something's about to land that they're sending out in space, and it's 7 minutes to get the information, because it's so far, so they don't have contact or something, and that they by the way, this is so funny, because this is what I feel bad about. I go on tours, okay, for really cool things, and I'm learning, and I love it. But when I need to say it back to people, this is the trouble. I go, oh, it was so cool. It goes into the sky, and for 7 minutes, you don't know. And there was a part of me, I'm like, man, I feel useless. But no. It's okay. There's a lot of people like me. I am smart, but it's hard to explain, okay? And thankfully, I'm a joker. I'm a comedian, so I don't need to speak the best of the best. So anyway, 7 Minutes of Terror. They don't know if it's making the process to land. So it's high stress. And apparently they had peanuts in the control room, because back in the day there were a lot of missions that never worked. They just kept trying, and it would explode or not make it. And then one day, one of the dudes in the control center was eating peanuts, and he was passing them around. Everyone saw everyone was eating peanuts, and that mission was complete. They landed, and then they did another mission, and they didn't have the peanuts, and they didn't make it. And so ever since, they have to have peanuts. Everyone munching on little nuts in the control room. So I took a photo with their peanuts, and they were really good peanuts. I'm like, where the heck are these from? And she's like, oh, they're just from Costco. Oh, okay. I thought they were maybe from, some little alien. It was so fun. Hold on. I gotta chew slowly. My mom told me, she said, hey. Oh no, she's calling right now. Oh, how funny. She said, chew very slow, because you're the only one of my kids that's always alone eating. I don't want you to choke. Be very slow with your bites. And I said, yes, Mama. Yes, Mama Lupe. Man, Friday night, you guys. This is what's so special. I'm grateful to be home in LA and from here. There's so many beautiful things surrounding me. But I've been subscribed to the newsletter of El Capitan, which is Disney's theater in Hollywood. And I've been going since I was a little kid, every now and then, like a very special occasion. It's a Disney theater. It's just so special and fun. But I never checked one of my email addresses. My old one, it was subscribed to El Capitan. And I never checked that email. And last month, I checked it for some reason and got a newsletter from Disney's El Capitan Theater. And it said, a Goofy movie fan event. It's gonna play at the theater. A Goofy movie. You guys, a Goofy movie is one of my one of the biggest movies that we watched in the Villaseñor household. Know every word, every song. It meant so much to us, my siblings and I. And when I saw that email, I immediately got 2 tickets. And oh wait, I told you guys about this. But anyway, I want to share the experience. So I get there in the outside lobby. And they're blasting Powerline, of course. All I need is second thought, a second chance to prove I got what so give me a piece of cake. I don't know. I just said it wrong. I do know the words, okay? I know I said that, but I do. And I'm just immediately dancing. And the people working there, they're singing it. And I was like, this is the best. This is the best. So I was getting like that feeling of like, okay, I love when people gather for... I kind of get it. What I'm trying to say with all, when people gather for something they're big fans of, and the beautiful connection of that. Ooh, I guess that's with anything, musicians and concerts, whatever. But this was like more nostalgic and more childlike, So I brought my cousin, and I was just so pumped to hang with her because it's been a while, and yeah, we got our popcorn, we got a Powerline taffy, and we got our seats. They do this show before. They do previews, and then they do a live kind of show sometimes. Mickey and Goofy came out. Goofy and Max. They came out and danced to Eye by Powerline. And ooh, I was losing it. It was the best. And then the movie started, and everyone is saying the lines, singing along, and it just, I got like emotional. It was just the best. And then I'd see people like my age bringing their little kids, and their kids know all the lines and songs. I'm like, this is wonderful. And I was thinking about it. I was cracking up. Like I was to see it on the big screen now as an adult, I'm like, it was really funny. And I know that people say this phrase a lot. It was ahead of its time. No, but it really was. It was kind of a movie like Max was going through puberty. Like he didn't want to be like his dad. He really wanted to impress this girl at high school. Like it was just such a cool. And I remember being a kid and feeling so connected to it. And I still got the chills. Like when I was little Melissa, when Max performed as Powerline, kind of like the Michael Jackson superstar in the movie. Max performed as Powerline in front of Roxanne at his school. I got so much chills. I was like, this is the hottest. Woo! Max is hot. To stand out above the ground, even if I gotta shout out loud, till mine is the only face that you'll see. Gonna stand out till you notice me. Ooh, dang. So before they showed the movie, they had a cartoon of a old Goofy cartoon, and it was called Learn to Swim. And so it was Goofy learning how to swim. And it was funny because there was one point Goofy eats a big meal. He eats a lot of food. Then he jumps in the water, and his arms and legs curl up in knots. And behind me, this little girl asks her mom. She goes,
"Why is Goofy all tangled like that?"
And the mom, the way she said it, just I had to keep my giggle in. But she goes, "'Cause Goofy got a cramp." It's just like, just shut up. But I just love that. 'Cause he got a cramp. I don't know, it just got me. Well, I guess I wanted to show you my lavender impression. Remember Matilda with Mara Wilson? I know they made a new one recently, and I was like, fuck that. Mara Wilson was the best. She was Matilda, and Danny DeVito as a dad. Rhea Perlman as a mom. But I wanted to show you, I don't think I showed you my Lavender impression. Lavender was Matilda's friend at school. And she had like her voice I would do was like,
The trench was in the Olympics. Shot put, javelin, hammer throw.
it was like such a, it was such a good voice. And then Mara Wilson goes, let go. And Lavender did a sound like, Okay, I guess I need to share that with you. It's so important. What happened? Oh, on the airplane the other day. No, that's not. Yeah, there was always, the movies on the airplanes of like showing how to buckle your seatbelt and everything. There was a bunch of like flight attendants gathered, and they were speaking in unison. And it made me laugh out loud because one of the flight attendants in the video said, "We are here for," and everyone said, "You!" And I don't know, it made me laugh. I just was like, that's so dumb. I don't know what happened. Okay. All right. Well, this was nice. This felt good. Next week I'll play some more piano. I learned I Want You Back on piano, but I don't want to do it right now. I need to wake up. Have a good week or weekend. Not sure when I'm releasing this. Hopefully soon. All right. Be well. Be well, you goofs. Bye-bye.
Laughing with myself, that's the way I wanna be. Laughing with myself, that's the brightest side of me.